Yes, thank you, and good evening, Mayor and council members. This is an update on the County Line Road Corridor Improvement Project construction with an emphasis on the construction of the 5th Street at County Line Road Roundabout intersection. This intersection was supposed to be fully open to traffic in September of 2023, and we understand the frustrations we are hearing from the public with that closure and also the delays to the construction schedule. We, city staff, are also frustrated, and we are providing this update not as a way of providing an excuse, but rather it's an opportunity to share with the city council and also with the public the status of the project and then the plan moving forward. And Assistant City Engineer Landon Kern will provide an update and some of the details on the status.
Thank you, Fermin, and good evening, Mayor, members of council. Here today to provide a little more information about how we got to this point and what to expect next. There are three major factors that have impacted the project construction schedule. First being the Southern California Edison, or SCE, relocation work required to accommodate the project improvements. Secondly, the Frontier and Charter Spectrum communication facilities and those relocations to accommodate the intersection improvements. And then finally, the South Mesa Water Company's planned water line upgrade project. And I'll speak a little bit about each of these as I move along here. Just kind of a high level point here. This is a joint project. It's a partnership with the city of Yucaipa and the city of Calamasa. Calamasa is managing the construction contract, and we've worked closely with them to complete the elements of the project along the whole corridor. And the city of Calamasa staff also share our frustrations with some of the delays we've experienced with the utility relocations and opening of the roundabout. The 5th Street roundabout improvements were completed by Calamasa's contractor in August of 2023. Because the utility relocations were not completed in time, both cities decided to partially open the intersection in October of 2023. And that is the temporary traffic configuration that has been in place, and it is in place currently. At that time, in October of 2023, when the intersection was partially open to traffic, SCE provided an updated schedule estimating their relocations would then be finished in the December of last year. Subsequently, they moved forward with their work, and SCE's relocations were not completed until February of this year. Once SCE's relocations were completed and those new poles were installed outside of the new roadway, that allowed Charter and Spectrum communication companies to come in and relocate their facilities onto those new poles, and that work completed in March. And so at that point, just about a month ago, the obvious above ground utility poles and those facilities in the new sections of the roadway were taken care of, which of course leads us to that question: why is the intersection still closed? Why is it not open fully to traffic? And there are two reasons for that. First being the South Mesa Water Company's water line upgrade project, and then secondly, some potholes and pavement failures that we've observed. Firstly, South Mesa Water Company was supposed to construct their new water lines as a part of the roundabout construction project and the whole corridor project. And due to material shortages, the South Mesa Water Company cannot start their project until June is their new estimate. There's some 16-inch valves and other equipment that's been ordered, but it's not supposed to arrive until June. And we can't wait any longer for that water line project. So the city of Yucaipa and Calamasa are moving forward to open up this intersection as soon as possible. The second reason delaying the full opening of the intersection is due to pavement failures in certain areas within the intersection. These spot failures have occurred because that final layer of asphalt has not been constructed to seal the street off. Typically, that final asphalt layer, that cap, is not constructed until all of the utility work is complete to minimize removal and replacement of a new roadway that was just installed. So some asphalt repairs need to be completed prior to opening. The contractor started asphalt repair work today. Asphalt testing and repairs will take approximately 2 weeks to complete, and therefore our target is to open up the intersection to traffic on the week of May 13th. Although Fifth Street will be open, there is additional work that will be taking place along County Line Road between Fifth Street and Douglas, primarily associated with the upcoming water company water line upgrade project, replacing some of those old water mains. Once all of the work is completed along the corridor, County Line Road will be repaved from Bryant all the way to Calamasa Boulevard as a part of UKIPA's pavement management program. And that will, of course, incorporate Calamasa's fair share for their portions of County Line Road. That concludes the update, and Fermin and I are here to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Landon. Questions for city staff?
I do. You said that they're going to address the pavement failures in the intersection, but as you're traveling east, going from the freeway up into town, just as the delineators are starting, you have two areas that I noticed today are starting to develop. That's not directly in the intersection, or are they going to address those as well?
Yes, within the limits of the pavement that did take place, there are some failures where you just indicated, and they will be addressed.
Okay, thank you.
So the areas outside of the limits of the intersection improvements will be taking place either with asphalt repair on call work or with the upcoming, the rest of the corridor repaving of County Line Road that will take place once all the work is completed will be a part of the city's annual pavement management program. Sure. And that will be accomplished for the sections that are outside of the new intersection improvements, including Fifth.
Okay, no, I was just thinking about the approach going into the delineators because it's a pretty decent size area where on each track 1 and track 2 of your tires, most people are going to hit them. They hit 2, then they hit 2 more right after that. And I don't know if it's because of commercial vehicles going through there. I did observe a very large commercial semi and trailer with a big load of metal beams or something going up into the city last week. Those trucks are hard on pavement even when it's at its top level. So I don't know if it's because of that or just because we have a lot more traffic through there now. I don't know, but it just seems like we keep having these failures over and over again after it gets patched.
Is there a change order that's going to be coming our way as a result of more costs to get the roadway to where it needs to be? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one frustrated with the fact that more money is having to be spent on a project that was already allocated for because of the delays of third-party utility contractors at no fault of the city of Yucaipa or the taxpayers therein. Are we going to be voting to approve a change order and spend more money on this intersection?
Before we complete the asphalt repairs, there is some testing being performed at a couple different areas to just confirm and identify what the cause of those problems are. The responsible parties will be completing that work at their cost. And so we'll be evaluating each of those locations to determine to make sure the right thickness was laid down when that contract work was completed, to make sure that utility work, all those trenches were repaired appropriately in accordance with the city standards. And so all of those different components that go into the potential causes for those failures will be evaluated. And the responsible parties will be taking care of that.
Okay.
And Mr. Mayor, if I can add to that, the work that Landon mentioned that is being done right now is being done as part of the current contract by the contractor under the terms of the contract with the city of Calamasa. So there's no additional costs anticipated for that at this point.
Now, I might be getting the weeds here, but isn't the 5th Street intersection with County Road entirely the city of Yucaipa because of the jog out northbound?
It is. It is. It
Still
was
a joint project that they were communicating with county, our little sister city south of us?
The corridor, the larger corridor project included all of the intersection improvements, and for that reason, with the grant that was acquired by Calamasa in partnership with us, it was all bid as one package. And so the same contractor that did all the other intersections did the work for Fifth Street, which is in Yucaipa.
Understood.